Right, ready to dive in. Today we're going deep, really deep, into databases.
Databases.
And, you hear databases, you might think, oh, that's kind of boring, but
Well, they can be.
they can be, but
Yeah.
they are really fascinating. And we're focusing on something
Yeah.
that powers, well, so much of what we see online. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
The SQL query, I mean, have you
Oh,
ever...
yeah, the SQL query. I mean,
Yeah,
very powerful.
powerful stuff. We've got this code snippet. It's really interesting. It explains how to pick out like very specific data from a database table.
Hmm.
And I think you're going to find this really useful, whether you're, I don't know, maybe you're prepping for a meeting, big meeting where they're talking about data analysis, or maybe, you're just curious about how data is used,
Absolutely.
in all those apps that you use.
Yeah, I mean, this code, this little snippet, it really gives you insight into how we pull meaning from, I mean, just think about all the data that's out there,
Oh,
right?
mountains of it.
It's mountains, it's oceans, it's
It's everywhere.
it's everywhere.
So let's break this code down a little bit. Okay,
Mhm.
so we've got select, and then it's followed by from, and then we have where. It's almost like plain English, right?
It is, and I think that's the beauty of SQL. It's very intuitive.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at select, you're really choosing like what specific data you want. So it's like I always think about it like picking ingredients for a recipe.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going in and you're saying, "Okay, these are the specific things I need for this." And then from tells you which table or data set you're going to pull those ingredients from, so it's like your cookbook.
Oh, that's good. I like that. So, okay, so you got your ingredients, you're going to the right cookbook. So where is where it gets really specific, right? That's where the magic happens.
That's where the magic
Yeah,
happens.
that's where you're like, I don't want just any recipe.
You're getting very specific, yeah.
It's like, okay, I only want that chocolate chip cookie recipe, not the oatmeal raisin one. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You got it. You got it. The where clause, it lets you filter the data based on a specific criteria. So in the example that we have, the where clause says quantity is greater than 2, meaning that we're only interested in data where the quantity is, well, it's more than 2.
So going back to your cookbook analogy,
Yeah.
that's like saying, show me the chocolate chip cookie recipes, but only if they make more than 2 dozen cookies,
All
right?
right. And now suddenly you're not overwhelmed by every chocolate chip cookie recipe in the world.
Oh, that would be overwhelming.
It would be overwhelming.
Yeah,
You're just laser focused on what you need.
that's the power of SQL.
That is the power.
It's amazing.
And you can see this, I mean, imagine like a big company, right? Thousands of customer orders.
Oh, yeah, thousands.
Instead of, someone having to go through each one manually, with a SQL query, you can say, boom, show me all the orders from a specific region, and maybe where customers bought more than 2 of, I don't know, a particular product.
It's incredible. It's
Yeah.
really incredible. You're taking this raw data and you're turning it into something that's useful, something that can help you make decisions.
Exactly.
It's almost like having a superpower, finding exactly what you need in this huge sea of information.
It is.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's quite powerful.
So I'm starting to see why this is such a valuable skill.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And for those listening who maybe they already know the basics, you can get even more specific. You can get really, really granular with your filters by combining, different criteria. You can use and, you can use or in the where clause.
So you can really fine tune it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can really get down to exactly what you need.
Absolutely.
Now, for our listeners who might be out there thinking, okay, cool, but I don't work with databases. Like, how does understanding even just this basic level of SQL, how does that help them?
That's a great question. Even if you're not the one writing the code, you're never going to write a line of SQL in your life. It still gives you an understanding of what's happening behind the scenes, right?
Right.
It demystifies data analysis. You start to understand how businesses target their advertising,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
how they give you personalized recommendation. I mean, it's all driven by data, and SQL is a big part of that.
It's like you're getting a peek behind the curtain, right?
You are.
So I'm thinking, the next time I see one of those targeted ads pop up, I'm going to be like, aha, I know what you did there. There's a SQL query working its magic to show this to me. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like you said, it's like seeing the machinery of the digital world.
Yeah. And thinking back to that where clause,
Yeah.
I mean, the possibilities, they just seem endless.
These are endless.
Dates, locations, demographics, you name it, you can filter by it.
Anything you can think of, you can basically build a filter around it.
It's incredible how a few lines of code can do so much.
Yeah. It really is powerful stuff.
So this deep dive, this has really been eye-opening for me. We went from, I mean, we started with a simple code snippet,
Hmm.
and we ended up talking about, I mean, we're talking about how companies use data to make decisions that affect all of us.
Right,
I
right.
mean, who knew databases could be so interesting?
Fascinating stuff.
It is.